This is my cozy medieval city builder game, Le Chateau. And, well, there's a good reason that it's cozy. Video games are an escape. Whether that's through playing with your buddies like you're hanging out at a bar, or an immersive story game that distracts you from whatever it is that's going on in your regular life. Video games are there for you. But sometimes they can be a bit much. Sometimes I don't want to panic and escape from Tarkov. Sometimes I do not want to grind in RuneScape. And sometimes I don't want to have to violently tap my foot in Metal Hellsinger. Sometimes you just want to relax, lay back, and play something that has zero consequences whatsoever. And that is why I made Le Chateau. It's a cozy game where you don't have to worry about anything at all. It's fun and satisfying without any of the stress. But 11 months ago, while the game was done in its most basic form, it was far from satisfying and far from being cozy. It maybe wasn't stressful, but it definitely wouldn't help with your anxiety. So there are a few ways to fix this. Visual polish, music, and sound design. Visual polish I've talked about in detail in the previous devlog, so you can check that out in the top right corner or through the link in the description below. But still, to just give you an example, tweening. Yep, at it again. Basically, it's all about curves and timing. It's so satisfying you might want to eat it. I wouldn't recommend it, but you might still want to. The second way to make your game feel more cozy is through music. I do not have any musical skills whatsoever, and in this clip where I'm playing Metal Hellsinger, I am terribly offbeat. But if I were to make music, it would sound something like this. That is not relaxing. Thankfully, I have friends nowadays, and one of those friends is the brilliant, so brilliant Icoso. Take it away. No? You're just letting me...
Hello, I make the music, and for the lovely chill aesthetic of the game, I go to the
piano!
Because it is cool. I start out with some chords. But chords by themselves can be a bit plain, so here are some ways we can spice them up. And then we add a nice little melody, using more piano, synths, or even trumpets. Have fun building y'all fortissimos. Ha ha. That's a funny castle pun. Literally dead laughing.
So Icoso was kind enough, but also crazy enough, to make me 16 different tracks for the game. 16! That is a lot. Like one more than 15. But they are such relaxing songs, and I'm so happy with how they turned out. They add so much to the game's feel, and they're also just really nice songs to listen to. So everyone say thank you to Icoso. The game went from cozy to super cozy to might actually put you in a trance cozy. It's very cozy. The important part of having a cozy game is that the music doesn't get distracting or annoying, and with all of these songs, it simply adds to the experience, rather than doing any of those other things. It's perfect. But that said, there is one more thing we need to talk about that helps turn this stiff experience into a satisfying, relaxing, and no anxiety allowed zone. Stress out near me and I will call the police. Sound design. I am not that great with sound design, mostly because I don't really like doing it most of the time, but that's besides the point. But it is no secret that having a great sound effect for an action in your game can make a massive difference. For example, this is the sound I chose for placing objects in the world. It is intense, it is loud, and it fits the feeling of placing a large, heavy castle building. But the same sound plays when you put a farm in your world, or a house, or a rock, water, a stable. It basically plays for every single object. Farms aren't that heavy. While it fits all the castle objects, with the other objects it feels rather jarring. It's out of place and just a little too much. Basically what I'm saying is, it isn't cozy. So even though I didn't like it, I spent some time finding the right sound effects for every object. Sometimes I'd reuse some sounds if they fit multiple objects, but I always try to make sure the sound would be short, not too intense, and fit the object placed. So here's the sound you get when you place a farm, or a house, or a rock, water, a stable, frogs. There's also a church now, which is a new object I modeled myself. It has a bell sound. All this, as well as some nice sound effects for the UI and for all the pretty animations when you finish your build, really set apart the feel of the game. It feels more like a world now, rather than just a building game, if that makes sense. But if you take away anything from this video, I hope it is that while visual polish makes a huge difference, so does everything audio related. Sure, this looked nice, but it was still far from a cozy experience that could help you relax on anxious days. But combined with some relaxing music and calming sound effects, anxiety is no more. We have defeated anxiety. If only that were the case for me as well though. Because I realized that I made a huge mistake in the design of the game that could possibly ruin everything. But that will be the topic for the next devlog. Wishlist Le Chateau on Steam right now, and subscribe to the channel while you're at it. Alright, see ya!